This is the first impression video of the recently aired Chinese period drama Serenade of Peaceful Joy, 清平乐. Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where a junkie on good storytelling shares her thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. 清平乐, previously named 孤城闭, English title Serenade of Peaceful Joy, is a 69 to 70 episodes long period drama, depending on how the TV station is gonna cut it eventually. It's a long-awaited, sort of the second very lengthy period drama coming from Zhengwu Yangguang, the very famous drama production company in China since last year's Story of Minglan. This drama stars many long-term collaborator actors, actresses with this company, such as Wang Kai, one of the most famous people ever coming out of their productions. It's also led by Jiang Shuying, Wang Churan, Ren Ming, Bian Cheng, and you're gonna see a lot of supporting roles with very familiar faces if you've watched Nirvana in Fire, Story of Minglan, and many other daylight entertainment works. The drama is based on an existing novel called 孤城闭, set in northern Song dynasty. The drama started production around the beginning of last year, around February, and ended in summer. So in terms of how fast it got made and then post-production and finally came out, it's actually been accomplished with a pretty standard speed. It is also directed by the same director who did Story of Minglan, so very naturally people would compare these two productions just because its original materials, its adaptation, its crew and production, everything is very, very comparable. So the drama has just gotten into its early 20s episodes, right around a third of its entire content mark, so it's a pretty good idea to talk about first impression. Based on the episodes I've seen so far, I would give this drama 1 gold mine, which can be changed later if unexpected things happen. Let me explain why I would give it that rating. So, the things I like about this drama. First, it is an overall quite high quality production. All the hardware stuff are very well done. The cinematography, costume design, sets design, music. It gives you a very strong sense of elegance, beauty, well-designed craftsmanship stuff. There's a lot of details and they all look very refined on camera. Personally, I prefer its visual style to Story of Minglan. Minglan tends to be really dim lit and very yellowy in its color grading style. When it's like that long, over 70 episodes long, it's a bit visually tiring. They've changed that style a little bit, and the color has become more realistic. Also, lighting has been treated so that it has a good contrast between light and shadow. It's not like totally so dark that you can't see people at night, and it avoided the very yellowy and dark look, which is probably realistic to reality that you see in Story of Minglan, but in terms of ending up on screen, it's very unfriendly to viewers. The second thing about this drama that is very well done is definitely the acting. The casting choice of this drama is very well done. All the leading roles fit their roles very well, and they're all very solid actresses. Zhengwu Yangguang Daylight Production kind of can guarantee that whoever ends up on the screen for the role is a well-picked and well-adjusted person for that role. I'm actually really impressed by Ye Zuxing. Since the days of 步步惊心 Scarlet Heart, he has been in a lot of stuff, but he never actually got enough attention as an actor on himself. He always plays supporting roles. He always is like in the background. And in this drama, he gets a very important eunuch's role, who is in a very tight relationship with the Emperor Wang Kai's role and the Empress Jiang Shuying's role. And I didn't even expect that this role would be this interesting. He actually leaves me such a strong impression that I really look forward to the scenes that he is in and the storylines of him interacting with other roles. And before the younger generation grows up and start to take the center of the narrative, I probably would actually watch this drama mostly for his role. The third thing about this drama that is very rare is it has parts of its costumes super well researched. When I say parts of it, it means the ceremonial clothing of that particular time in court. That is heavily based on researched stuff, ancient portrait, written text, and they've hired consultants who are expert in traditional historical Chinese costumes. Those people I've known for over how many years? 13 years now, that I first met during the time I was working on Hong Meng. So if you're curious about China's North Song imperial official clothing for very important occasions, such as the first day of the year's big ceremony, the title granting ceremonies for empresses, princesses, all those big events, the characters that you would see in those scenes are dressed up based on very well-researched materials. I think this is the first time ever that Song Dynasty's official clothing gets so close to historical reality represented on screen. So if you're a nerd in this type of things, you might find this drama actually quite entertaining, especially for those things. So these are the things I appreciate of this drama. Then let's talk about the stuff that makes me not giving it higher ratings. The first thing is the adaptation versus the original. I haven't read the full original book, but I know what it's roughly about. The length of the novel is actually not long, roughly the same length as Guardian, Zheng Hun's original novel, slightly shorter. The leading characters is the so far still very young princess and her love story with a couple of men in her life, mostly with the eunuch that grew up with her and becoming one of the most important person in her life. So that book is focused on this princess's story, which is based on historical facts. This princess in Song Dynasty is a very sad and tragic person. The title is called Gu Chengbi, Lonely City, Closed. Literal meaning, so it's like a locked down, a closed, lonely city. It is used to represent all the people that this story talks about, that they are trapped in their social status, in the expectations of the world or surrounding them, that they have no freedom, they cannot really pursue what they love. It's a very melancholy, sad love story. When they move that to this drama, for all kinds of reasons, they've shifted the main focus from the princess to the emperor, the father, so played by Wang Kai. For a very obvious reason that if you put that much money in a production, you want it to be spearheaded by a very well-known name, such as Wang Kai's, who is now very well established in the drama land and who is both good at acting, so very solid professional in the acting, but also just because he's so much more well established than any young actress, and then make that person to be the head of a 70 episode long drama. So I understand the reason that they changed the story's focus, but that also creates a lot of problems because the original story is focused on the young princess's love story. Now you shift it to the dad story, it becomes a totally different thing. Personally, I am not the book's original fan or anything, so it's also okay if it's good enough. But based on the 20 or so episodes I've seen, I get a very strong sense that no matter how beautiful it looks and how good the acting is everybody is doing, I'm not sure what the story is trying to do. It gives you a very strong vibe that it is the court imperial version of Story of Minglan in terms of being 种田文. It's a type of Chinese web novel genre that is called 种田, basically means working in the field and growing crops. So it is focused on daily little things, eating food, having dinner, having little fights between family members, all those little daily stuff. The drama gives you the feeling that it is the imperial version of growing crop novel that's been put in the camera recorder and become a drama. Minglan is about a young girl, a girl who is born of a concubine who doesn't have any resource in her life. How she managed to live in that period and become a woman of her own, if you want to say. That is how the story is. What is the story? What is the line of Serenade of Peaceful Joy? The tragic life of not the princess, but now like the emperor. I mean, how tragic is he? In a way, he is tragic because he never actually had a son that inherited his throne, so he got adopted son, and maybe that's the tragic of his story. But in terms of everything else, considering him being an emperor who was on the throne for quite a few decades, who actually was well loved and well respected, and history gives him quite high praises of the type of emperor that he had been. So like, what exactly is the story? I'm not sure. Like, the drama gives you this very ambiguous feeling about we're representing moments and pieces of this emperor's political life, court life, inner court with women's life, with his children's life, but what is the essential message if there's one line, right, about this drama? You want to sum it up. What is it? I just can't get it from the episodes that I've seen so far. Everything just looks like slow burning, simmering. Yeah, it looks nice from scene to scene, but exactly what are you trying to tell me? You know, like, is there a point? So I'm not sure if the next 45 or so episodes is gonna change the overall feeling and pace of this drama. When I'm not busy, I will put it on. I may not stare at the screen all the time. I might be doing other stuff like cooking, and I'll just listen to what they're talking about and glance at it, and I'll progress with the plot as it gets aired. 2 episodes a day. But it really lacks the quality of grippingness, the quality of making the viewer want to know what happens next episode. Because while I'm watching this drama, I literally had zero expectation or the eagerness of waiting for next day's episode to come out. Earlier this year, when I was watching the drama such as Find Yourself, it is also a pretty mundane drama about contemporary people's life, but I was so expecting next day's episodes. I'm so interested in finding out what happens to those characters. Whereas when I'm watching Peaceful Joy, it's really peaceful. I'm not sure about the joy part. It's just like really peaceful. It's very zen. Watching that very slow movement of people talking, the elegance, the beauty, nice. But if the next day I got caught in life and do other job and stuff, I would totally forget about the existence of this drama and the need to follow up. And then like the next day and the next day, I would suddenly remember, oh, I am like what, 5 episodes behind this. Now turn it on and IKEA it. I think the way that I watch this drama just shows me that it's not engaging enough for me. And if you have all the time in the world and, you know, like during right now, everybody is kind of like locked down. 孤城闭, right? We're all in 孤城闭 mode. So maybe that's okay because you just have a lot of time and you can watch like 10 dramas at the same time and still be okay with it. But when all this ends and life goes back to its previous faster pace, I doubt how much impression or strong impression that this drama is gonna leave people, or how many people would want to go back and rewatch the stuff in this drama. Also, there's something unrelated to the drama itself, is the fact that the original work is a female role-focused work, and when it gets adapted, it totally becomes a male role-focused work. And unfortunately, this drama also comes out with another drama that comes from Daylight Production, which is If There's No Tomorrow, 余欢水. That right now is being hotly debated because they've said one wrong thing in that drama. A lot of people are looking at Daylight Entertainment's production and starting to pick at it from the feminist angle that I will talk about that more specifically in a review about 余欢水. Because of these two things, they're just happening unfortunately at the same time, airing at the same time. It started to make people notice about the things that they're doing, they tend to do, and people debate about whether it is actually questionable. I find the discussion surrounding, for example, the production company itself, how it adapt original materials, what they choose to say or not say in their work, is actually more intriguing, and it kind of extended the meaning and the purpose of some entertainment drama on-screen stuff to the realms of things that are very closely connected to contemporary life of everyone. If you're a little bit confused about what I just mumbled about, it's okay, because probably a lot of people haven't seen the other drama that I've mentioned, but it is in my plan to make a review about that drama, and in that video I can talk more extensively about that problem. So this is my first impression video of the drama Serenade of Peaceful Joy, 清平乐. If you like slow burning, beautiful looking, ancient time setting, pretty nice costume, acting, everything, drama, and you need stuff on screen to fill your time, then this drama is not a bad choice. If you've been watching and following the drama's update, I'm really curious about what you think about this drama. Do you have similar impression as I do? Or if you have totally contradictory and opposite opinion, welcome to leave your comments as well. Thank you for watching Avenue X. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.